in the line of usual American advance, and we see these engineers are quickly coming under fire and quickly getting the hell out of there. Troops repairing the highly damaged anti-tank half-track while the martyrs are in a overwatch position at the back, or at least they could have been, but just having a bit of a break it seems, although now moving ahead. Good positioning, don't want them to be too far ahead. And there we go, a second Sherman. And we have a bit of a bug here with the smoke flare from the butterfly bomb. Sometimes it can still be around after the things have dropped. That's a bit tragic, but there we go. Plenty of butterfly bombs being set off, killing plenty of American troops. And the Sherman moving in from the flank. Martyrs taking shots at the rear. Fallschirmjägers taking the front, although one team is holding out near the Martyrs, apparently not wanting to let anything get close to them and avoid the sticky bombs. We see the Sherman holding out behind the house, but it really needs to do something, otherwise it's going to be left behind enemy lines with nothing to support it. Fallschirmjäger pulling back though, too much BAR fire. Sherman moving in for a few shots at the German position, but is quickly taking fire from one martyr. Sherman immobilized by the anti-tank half-track. Anti-tank half-track really should get out of there then before it is wrecked by the Sherman. And there we go, the Sherman is in a perilous situation. Engineers are on their way though to repair it before the martyr manages to finish it off, and looks like the martyr isn't really hitting anything at all. Moving closer in an attempt to do so, I suspect. Will they have any success? There we go. Shot hits. Fallschirmjäger opening fire on the engineers. Going to certainly have an easy job with that, since targets building or repairing are easier to hit.
The enemy is down to 100 points.
And looks like another Sherman will be knocked out, although this time it won't lead to the loss of 2 martyrs as it did in our last fight.
The enemy is weakening even now.
And there we go, a Sherman tank all brewed up.
We are losing ground.
And in the background, the martyrs pulling back in a slightly confusing manner. Riflemen charging ahead, one being taken out by a martyr. Veterancy 2 and 1 for the riflemen, while the airborne are also veterancy 2. Incendiary grenades going off on the American positions. Will the American troops martyr move out? Yes, they will. So I'm being shot at, and it looks like we have one martyr out, but the Panzer IV infantry support tank is on the field, locking down, skirts applied, and we see the 75mm low velocity gun firing away at whatever American infantry it can find, causing already 4 kills among the American troops. Trying to seek cover from behind the wreckage of a blown up half-track, but that is quickly dealt with by the Panzer IV, taking a toll on the American infantry. And a bit of peace and quiet as the Americans are once more pulling back. Not entirely sure what their intention is, how to break through this. Dropping down an anti-tank gun right in their base. A bit interesting. But could be he feels there is no other safe place to drop it, and he wants to protect himself against the Panzer IV in case Mr. Gulcasa decides to rush straight for the base.
We have secured the target.
And we see a few dropped weapons, including an M8 recoilless rifle right on the field. Americans still busy recuperating and reorganizing. A lot of losses, in fact, from that last fight. Let's have a look and see how his resources are looking. Certainly quite low. Plenty of fuel though, but not much manpower and plenty of things to reinforce.
Airborne here.
Suspect that Mr. Singular won't have much fight in him left at this rate. Particularly not with the Panzer IV on the field and nothing to really deal with it from the American side. Small engagement breaking out, it seems. Jäger getting suppressed. And a few killed, but the Panzer IV is in range and immediately opens fire on the American positions, causing heavy losses to the American infantry. Jäger moving in from their crossroads, opening fire on the riflemen as well. Airborne moving in a cover position while the anti-tank gun has finally inched its way forward long enough to open fire at the Panzer IV.
Indomitable veteran sergeants have joined our ranks.
Still no attempt by Gulcasa to actually move in on the left. But there we go. Further fighting as American infantry are nearing on the crossroads victory point, but are forced to pull back, suffering heavy losses in the process. Only one airborne team is holding the line. 4 men, all of them heavily wounded, and now running for their lives. A bit of a lull in the fighting. Incendiary rounds going off, trying to hit the anti-tank gun, but the anti-tank gun misses just by a breath's hair and quickly gets out of there.
Panzer, the enemy has but 25 points remaining. Territory from us.
Engineers going for some of the western points, going for the nearby munitions point, for example. And what is this? We hear firing somewhere. There we go. Engineers moving away in complete terror in the face of the Jäger. And Mr. Gulcasa asking about the music preferences of his opponent. Always good to be nice and friendly. And there we go, vast assault going in, numerous riflemen and airborne quickly taking cover behind the building. Not sure how Gulcasa will handle this, and certainly could go nicely for Mr. Gulcasa if Singularity pulls off the right moves. But Jäger are quick to react and move into the nearby building, it seems, and we have a Virulent moving in as well for support, opening fire with its 4 20mm anti-aircraft cannons, slaughtering a lot of riflemen, suppressing some, while the Panzer IV holds the forward line, taking a lot of fire from the anti-tank gun, might even be knocked out. Riflemen pulling back in disarray in the face of the Flak Panzer. And looks like this is the end of the fight, the American having run out of victory points. So what can we learn from this? Well, for starters, sometimes you actually want to attack somewhere else with a bit of coordination. I mean, generally Gulcasa did alright, but at the same time he could easily have done a lot more by attacking here, perhaps making the game even shorter. Or by probably coordinating his attacks, he could have also done a lot more instead of just sitting back and waiting, which is certainly not the best position to be in as a Panzer Elite player. The American did alright as well, but I do think a bit of more cover, a bit of more aggressiveness and attacking from all sides might have benefited him a bit more. But there you go, hope you enjoyed, and if you did, why not subscribe? This is Imperial Dane, remember to be aggressive.